Imagine a coincidence. A lot of people are very drawn to coincidences. There are entire books and self-help movements based on coincidences being more meaningful than they are. For example, you applied for a job a couple of days ago and you had an interview the next day, and then, when you're thinking about, how much you'd really like to have that job, the email arrives with the job offer. Now, some people out there want you to believe that you got the email and the job offer because you thought about getting the email and the job offer. As opposed to worrying about not getting the job offer, they would say if you worried about not getting the job offer, you would not have gotten the job offer, that your thoughts would actually control the future in that way. Of course, that's not what's going on. What's happening is you're focusing on what we would call the top left box in this 2x2 grid. So imagine a 2x2 grid, 4 cells, like a tiny little tic-tac-toe thing, but just 2x2. And the top left box are, in this case, I was thinking about the thing, and the thing happened. But then what about all the times you think about something and it doesn't happen? You might have thought about the job the day before and you didn't get the job the day before. You might have thought about your friend and they didn't call. There's all kinds of times when you think about something and it doesn't happen. Then there are times when things happen that you weren't thinking about. Like, surprisingly, I got the job offer. I hadn't thought about it at all since the interview, but then they offered me the job still. And then there's the other box in the bottom right, which is you weren't thinking about the thing and it didn't happen. Which is most of life, right? Most of life, you're not thinking about something and that thing doesn't happen, right? Once you see, there are all these boxes, and the fact that there's one little thing in the top left box, but the other boxes have a lot of other things, many more than what's in the top left, you should pay less attention to the fact that there's something in the top left, because it's sort of inevitable that once in a while, you're going to think about something and it's going to happen. That's just statistically inevitable. And when those things have a lot of emotional weight, they can really warp our thinking about cause and effect. So all kinds of stories of a parent sensed that something was wrong with their child, and sure enough, something had happened at school that day. But, it's almost like they had a Vulcan mind meld or something like that, or, whatever. So if you think about those other 3 possibilities, besides the one that you're really focused on, you will realize that your attention was really being, directed, the one that fits with the story that someone's trying to sell you. I think once you start sort of thinking about it more, you start to see more things that happen in the world that really fit into that framework.